Hey, this is Sasha. Thanks for joining me here for another episode on Hungry for Returns, where I answer your trading and investing questions about the stock market, options, and getting started with investing. Now, if you want your question answered by voice or even by video, then feel free to submit a question on our website at tradersfly.com, and you can go ahead and that way write in and ask your question. We can get you an answer that's more detailed. Now, today's question is really all about figuring out the intraday trading volume. So I had someone write in, and it was one of the comments on YouTube that said, hey, can you go ahead and how do I calculate intraday volume? Meaning, hey, do I know midday if the volume is good? Because volume is important, and then you know if the stock's breaking down. So what I'm going to go ahead and share with you a simple approach to calculating midday volume. It's not going to be super precise. It's not going to be a simple formula that you could just go ahead and implement. You'll just have to do a little bit of thinking, but I want to do it this way so that way you could go ahead and understand the basic concept. Now, if you want to create a complex formula that, you know, with algebra and making it all fancy in one line, then you can do that as well. But to make things simple, I'm going to break it down, and then you could take it a step further and evolve it. So first, let's go ahead and look on paper. How do we calculate midday volume? That's really what we're going to go through, and it starts out with the hours in a day. And the whole reason behind knowing this is, let's say you go ahead and you're looking at a stock like CarMax right here. Okay, I'm looking at CarMax, and I see the average volume is about 960, could be about 1 million. And I'm getting that from the box here, or this white line. Average meaning 20 trading days in a month. It's an average of 20 on the volume. So that's why we do it, because excluding weekends and so forth, there's 20 trading days in a month. So that's our average volume. Now the question is this trading above average volume or below average volume? Well, that's the thing to find out and figure out. And how do you do this midday? Because today, I don't really know without doing some calculations. And that's what I'm going to show you right now here in just a second. Because if a stock is trading with more volume, that means it's going to continue to accelerate and pick up speed as time moves forward, because that means it's strong and has some strength, and you might want to get in it a little bit earlier. So the way that we do this is really in a simple formula approach is first you figure out, okay, well, what's the average volume? Well, in our case and in this example, I'm just going to go ahead and say, okay, we get this number, and I'm going to say about 1,024,000. Okay, that's our average volume on a day-to-day basis. Now, what I want to do is go ahead and take a look at the average volume right here. So this is the average volume. And I want to divide that by the trading hours. So in our case, it'll be 6.5. So this is the trading hours. Now this gets me the hourly. Okay. So now I get the hourly volume traded. So if we go ahead and take a little calculator out right here, and we'll go on screen, I'll show you this. Okay. So in our case, okay, let's clear it up. I went ahead and we've got 1,024,000, I believe, and then we divide that by 6.5, and we get 157,000 shares or so on average. So our hourly in our case is 157,538 shares. So now what do? Well, we look at this hourly right here, and we compare to how many hours went by. So where are we, right? Where are we right now? Is it 1 hour into trading, 2 hours into trading, 3 hours into trading? Well, if it's, let's say, 3 hours into trading, well, I would just go ahead and multiply this times 3. And then do we compare, okay, well, is it now higher or lower? So let's say we've opened up and we went ahead, let's say hour 1. Okay, so hour number 1 right there. Okay, hour number 1, that would be at 10:30 New York time. Okay, so hour number 1, I need to be doing 157,538 shares. By hour number 2, I need to be doing, we'll go ahead and we'll multiply that by 2. We'll go ahead and say it's about 315,076. So this is the simple approach if you want to go ahead and take a look at it and say, okay, well, hour number 3, okay, so we'll go ahead and add another 157,538, and we get 472,614. And you can continue this process all the way through. And then what you do is you compare. Okay, well, are we on hour 1, hour 2, hour 3? Where are we? So if we go ahead and look here, and we look at the current time, right now it is 11:02 New York time. So you can see that right there. So that means we actually kind of have a little half hour that we've traded, or we're missing a half hour if you think of it that way, because 9:30 to 10:30, 10:30 to 11:30, so it's almost 2 hours. And I think I need to refresh this page, so it's probably about 11:10. Okay, so let's just say, you could say maybe 9:30 to 10:30 to 11:30. So you're going to get into 2 hours by the time I wrap up this video. So when you look at this, what you're looking at is you say, okay, well, by hour 2, I need about 315,000 shares. Okay, and now we're trading already 312,000 shares, and we haven't even hit the second hour yet. So are we trading higher or lower on the volume? And in this case, it is much higher, right? Because we still got 20 minutes to go for 2 full hours. It's trading 312,000. And here, when we look at our paper, at hour 2, we should be at about 315,000 if we were doing the average. Of course, this is assuming you're doing a linear approach to volume, but you should be about 315,000 by 11:30, okay? Because you're looking at your second hour. By 11:30, 315,000. But in our case, when we look at it, we're already at 312, and we still got about 20 minutes to go in the trade, or in trading. So it's definitely going above average volume. And you can also see that really when you look at the wide price spread. So that's the way that you would do the simple approach to calculation. Now, I went ahead and create a little Excel sheet. You could go ahead and download this on our website. I'm going to go ahead and add it after this video. If you go to the tradersfly.com website, I'm going to go ahead and add it in this freebie section. And if you want to just go ahead and make your own, you can do that as well. But here's kind of trading time. Here's trading hours. So what you do is say, okay, well, if we go ahead and let's put this in, we'll put in our average trading volume. And you could say, okay, well, how many hours went by? And what's the current volume? It's 315,000. Okay, I believe that's the current volume, or 312.7. Maybe I'll evolve this even further. So, with time, we'll continue to evolve this. And 312,700. There you go. And now what you do is, okay, so you got 2 hours into it. So now on your second hour, and you're still got 20 minutes to go, your current volume is 312. You should be at 315 within about 20 minutes. You think we'll probably hit that? Yeah, absolutely. So in this case, by 11:30, we should be surpassing that. And you can slowly watch this as time moves forward. As you continue to look at the stock and you say, hey, well, once you hit 11:30, just check out your stock and say, hey, was it above or below 315,000? So that's kind of what you're really looking at is you're evaluating these things and you're comparing it. And if it's higher, then hey, then in that case, it's above average volume. If it's lower, then it's below average volume. So that's what you're really looking at as you're comparing these things. And that gives you an insight on the strength of the move in the stock. So anyways, I'll put this Excel sheet there on our website, and you can go ahead and download it anytime, and we'll continue to evolve this. Maybe I'll add in a couple other notes and things on this sheet, so that way you get a little bit more directions and understanding how to use it, and maybe we'll add in some other calculations here as well. But for the time being, let's just keep it simple. That's how you could do it. You could create, of course, your own personal algebra thing, making it more advanced, but just to break things down, this is a simple approach to really looking at it and calculating the volume to seeing if it's higher or lower. Of course, feel free to take it a step further, and then you can go ahead and do your own formula, calculation. You could even write your own Python script, PHP script, whatever you want, and make it even that much faster for you to do the calculations. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Remember, if you have a specific question you want answered, feel free to reach out on our website and ask that question by visiting tradersfly.com or clicking the link over here. You can also go there and download that Excel sheet that I showed you, or subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the face icon here. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.